back to another week of Techy Tuesday. Today we are going to be closing out our series on Testimonial Tree by talking about how we can connect third-party websites such as Facebook, Yelp, or Zillow to our Testimonial Tree account, so when it comes time for us to actually utilize these reviews, we've got one centralized hub where everything is being fed into, rather than having to go to 5 or 6 different websites to track them all down. Now, this video is not going to talk about Google Business. That is a separate video underneath our Testimonial Tree playlist. So go take a look at that if you're needing just to connect your Google Business page. This is going to be for all of our other websites. So we're going to get started by jumping into your Testimonial Tree account and selecting the Review Generation tab on the left side of your screen. You're then going to select Manage underneath that. That's going to take you here to your Review Generation page. Now, if you are a KW Heritage agent, you're probably noticing that there is a Google Business page already showing up in this section. This is going to be the KW Heritage Google Business page. Again, we do have another video on Google Business if you are wanting to swap this link out for your own Google Business page. But today we're going to talk about all our other websites. So we're going to click here on the green Add Site button, and that's going to take us into a little pop-up. First, it's going to ask us for what platform we're actually trying to connect. Now, there is a preset list of sites. You cannot manually override this, so you are limited to just the sites that they give you underneath this drop-down. For our purposes, we're going to jump into Facebook. Now, site nickname, you typically won't be needing this unless maybe you're on a team and you're pulling in multiple Facebook pages and you need to be able to designate them from the other ones that you might have on there. But for our purposes, we are going to skip site nickname because we just have the one Facebook page. We then are going to have Review Generation URL and Review Monitoring URL. So I want to explain a little bit about the differences and what's going on here with these URLs. So when we are connecting these third-party websites, they are what I like to call a one-way street connection. It is not a two-way street. What that means is if somebody leaves you a review on your Facebook page, we can funnel that into your testimonial tree. However, if someone leaves you a review through your testimonial tree page, that is not going to automatically transfer over to Facebook. This is because sites like Facebook require the person leaving the review to be logged into an account. So there's no way for Testimonial Tree to fake log into an account to leave that review. So that is why it is only the one-way street, but that is where the Review Generation URL is going to help us out. So what's going to happen here is when you send them your Testimonial Tree link so that they are able to fill out a review for you, it is then going to ask them to copy that review over to your other platforms, and it'll display links where they can easily go and copy and paste that review onto your other websites. So again, it is not going to auto sync over to Facebook. It is going to prompt your client and redirect them to your Facebook page instead. But that's where we can then start talking about the review monitoring URL. What this allows us to do is, when I was saying it's a one-way street, say somebody does leave you a review through Facebook directly, that can be pulled into Testimonial Tree so that it is stored inside a Testimonial Tree and you don't have to go and try to copy and paste it in. So that's going to be the difference between generation and monitoring. So when you're setting this up, it'll allow you to decide if you want both generation and monitoring or just one or the other. Now, the link that you're going to use for both of these, at least in terms of Facebook, is going to be the same link. So in order to grab that, you are going to go to whatever site you are connecting, again, in this case, Facebook, and you're going to navigate to the actual review section of that platform. Once you're in the review section, whether you have any or not, you're going to go back up to the top where the URL is. So you're going to see facebook.com/ all this information, and you should see reviews at the end of that link. You're going to double click so that you get the entire thing, including the HTTPS, and we are going to copy that link. We are then going to jump back over to Testimonial Tree, and we are going to paste the link in the review generation section. Now again, for most of these platforms, you're going to be using the same link for both. So you can just hit copy generation link there, and it'll just make a copy, or you can paste it in yourself. It's then going to ask you to assign the user. You should be the only user in that drop down. An assigned location, we don't have several different locations, so you should just see nothing underneath that. When all is said and done, your pop-up should look like mine does here, and then you can go ahead and click on Save Changes. Once you've done that, you can see that I now have an added Facebook line here and the option to turn on or off the monitoring or the generation. So if you decide you don't want the generation, you do not want that redirect to pop up, you can turn that off and back on as you would like. Just know if you do make any changes, you hit the save button just to be safe. And that's the general process for how to connect third-party websites. There may be some differences depending on exactly which site you are trying to do. So I highly recommend that you come down into the bottom left corner of Testimonial Tree where you see this question mark. If you click on that, you're going to be able to search their knowledge base. So inside of here, you will put in whatever website it is you're trying to connect. Say that it is Zillow. It'll pull up here if it has a walkthrough for that exact site, or it'll take you to the adding and managing third-party reviews. These are step-by-step written walkthroughs, which is awesome. So this is how you're going to be able to know that you are grabbing the correct link from the site that you were trying to take it from. Again, I highly recommend you search for your site before you try to add it in yourself, just so you know exactly where to pull that review generation URL from. You can also use this knowledge base area to go ahead and submit a support ticket if you have additional questions or concerns when you're going through these processes. If you have additional questions on Testimonial Tree, please reach out to us at helpdesk@mykwsa.com so we can try to help you out the best we can. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.